Good day, my friends. Today, I want you to lean in, open your heart wide, and hear this truth. You are not walking through life alone. There is a power greater than any obstacle you face, greater than any fear you carry, greater than any dream you dare to imagine. And that power, that sacred, unstoppable force, is the Holy Spirit within you. The Holy Spirit is not a distant presence, reserved for saints or the chosen few. No, the Holy Spirit is alive inside you right now, waiting to be fully awakened in your life. It is the spark of divine intelligence, the wellspring of courage, the source of endless creativity, wisdom, and strength. The Holy Spirit lives within you. This truth is not just a beautiful idea, it is the very foundation of your strength, your peace, and your purpose. It means that the limitless power of God is not something far off in the heavens or locked away in a sacred temple. It is right here, right now, inside your very being. Imagine for a moment the greatness of this gift. From the beginning of time, humanity has searched for connection with the divine. People have climbed mountains, crossed deserts, and built towering monuments just to feel a glimpse of God's presence. Yet the Holy Spirit bypasses all the rituals, all the striving, all the distance, and chooses to make its home in the hearts of those who believe. That means you are not ordinary. You are not abandoned. You are not powerless. You are a living, breathing temple of the Holy Spirit. When you wake up in the morning, before your feet even touch the floor, the Spirit is already alive inside of you, ready to guide you, strengthen you, and walk with you through the day. When challenges come, and they will, you do not face them with just your own limited resources. You have infinite strength within you, ready to be drawn upon. You have divine wisdom whispering to your heart, ready to help you see the way forward when the world around you is shouting confusion. This is the great secret that so many never realize. You don't have to chase after power, love, peace, or success. When you have the Holy Spirit, you already carry within you everything you will ever need. The Spirit brings gifts, not just external blessings, but internal treasures. Courage when you feel afraid, wisdom when you feel lost, perseverance when you feel tired, and hope when you feel defeated. The Holy Spirit is your constant companion, your internal source of renewal and inspiration. There will be times when you feel weak, when your natural mind says, I can't do this, I'm not strong enough, I'm not wise enough, I'm not ready. In those moments, remind yourself it is not by your strength alone that you stand. It is not by your might alone that you move forward. It is by the Spirit that you are empowered. It is the Spirit that carries you beyond your human limitations and into divine possibilities. The world may try to define you by your past, your failures, or your limitations, but the Holy Spirit defines you differently. The Spirit calls you chosen, empowered, loved, and victorious. The Spirit sees not only who you are, but who you are becoming, and that vision is glorious. When you begin to live with the daily awareness that the Holy Spirit is within you, fear starts to lose its grip. Doubt begins to shrink. You stop second-guessing your worth or your future. Instead, you walk with a quiet confidence, not arrogance, but a deep, unshakable knowing that you are never alone. You are backed by the wisdom of heaven. You are filled with the fire of the Spirit. Living with this awareness changes everything. You no longer react to life from a place of scarcity or insecurity. You act from a place of abundance, because you know that no matter what happens around you, there is a river of life flowing within you that cannot run dry. There is a light within you that no darkness can extinguish. And the most beautiful part is this: the Holy Spirit is not only for your benefit. As you allow the Spirit to work in you, it will naturally begin to work through you. You will become a vessel of encouragement, of healing, of love to others. Your words will carry weight. Your actions will carry grace. Your very presence will bring peace to chaotic situations, hope to hopeless hearts, and faith to those who are drowning in doubt. This is what you were created for, not just to survive, but to live empowered, inspired, and ignited by the Spirit within you. You are not empty. You are not forgotten. You are not helpless. You are filled with the Holy Spirit, filled with divine life, and filled with destiny. So lift up your head today. Walk boldly. Speak life. Dream big. Move forward with the unshakable confidence that the Holy Spirit lives within you. And because of that, there is absolutely nothing you cannot overcome, achieve, or become. Your greatest days are not behind you. They are ahead, and they are fueled by the very Spirit of God dwelling inside you. The Holy Spirit is not only a presence living within you, it is a guide, a counselor, a divine director orchestrating your steps toward your true destiny. Every person who has ever walked the earth has at some point asked the same question: What am I supposed to do with my life? This is where the Holy Spirit becomes not just a comforter, but a compass. It does not leave you wandering aimlessly through the wilderness of life. It speaks, it nudges, it leads, sometimes with a whisper, sometimes with a roar, but always with perfect knowledge of where you are meant to go. When you tune your heart to the voice of the Spirit, you gain access to wisdom that transcends human logic. You begin to see doors open where others see only walls. You sense opportunities in places that seem barren. You find yourself in the right place at the right time, not by accident but by divine appointment. The Spirit knows your purpose even better than you know it yourself. Before you were born, the Spirit saw every step you would take, every challenge you would face, and every victory you were destined to win. Life is filled with choices, some obvious, some complicated. Every day you are faced with decisions that can alter the course of your journey. Without guidance, these choices can become overwhelming. Fear creeps in, doubt paralyzes, confusion clouds your path. But when you surrender your way to the Holy Spirit, decision-making becomes an act of trust instead of fear. You begin to understand that you do not have to figure out every answer by yourself. You have a divine partner who knows the way because he is the way. Listening to the Holy Spirit requires a heart that is willing to be led. It is not about striving harder, thinking longer, or worrying more. It is about quieting the noise of the world and tuning into the gentle whisper that speaks within your soul. Sometimes the Spirit will lead you down paths that seem strange to the world, paths that require faith instead of sight. You may be asked to take a risk, to step into the unknown, to believe in something bigger than yourself. Trust that the Spirit never misleads. Every prompting is for your growth, for your good, and ultimately for the fulfillment of the great purpose placed inside you. There will be moments when the direction you are given doesn't make logical sense. The Spirit may tell you to move when you feel like staying, to wait when you feel like running, to speak when you feel like being silent, to forgive when you feel like holding on to anger. The human mind might resist, but the soul that is surrendered to the Holy Spirit knows that obedience unlocks miracles. What seems confusing at first will reveal itself in time as a master plan far greater and wiser than anything you could have orchestrated alone. The Holy Spirit does not only direct you in big life-changing moments. It also wants to guide you in the everyday decisions, how you treat others, how you handle setbacks, how you respond to opportunities. No detail of your life is too small for the Spirit's care. It is present in your conversations, your meetings, your thoughts, your plans. It is willing to help you navigate every situation with grace, strength, and clarity. As you grow more accustomed to listening and responding to the Spirit's direction, you will find a new confidence rising within you, a confidence that is not based on arrogance or assumption, but on divine assurance. You will stop second-guessing yourself at every turn. You will stop living in reaction to circumstances and start living in response to the Spirit's leadership. This is how true peace enters your life, not because every situation is perfect, but because you know you are walking the right path, led by the one who sees the end from the beginning. The more you yield to the Holy Spirit, the more your life will begin to align with your highest calling. You will notice how people, opportunities, and resources are placed into your path at the exact right moment. You will marvel at how burdens you once carried fall away and how doors that seemed closed forever suddenly swing wide open. You will walk in a rhythm of grace, a flow that cannot be manufactured by human effort but only received through spiritual sensitivity. You were never meant to figure it all out on your own. You were never meant to wander lost, guessing your way through life. The Holy Spirit is your guide, your map, your navigator. Trust the Spirit. Listen deeply. Move boldly. Your future is not a mystery to the one who leads you. And when you follow the Spirit's direction, you will not only arrive at your destiny, you will become the person you were always meant to be. There is a fire inside you that no storm can extinguish, a power within you that no failure can defeat. And that fire, that power, is the Holy Spirit igniting your inner strength. Life will throw its challenges at you. It will test your resolve, stretch your patience, and press against every weakness you have. There will be days when you feel like you have nothing left to give, when the weight of disappointment tries to crush your spirit, and fear whispers that you are not enough. But in those very moments when your natural strength seems to fail, the Holy Spirit rises up within you, filling the gaps, renewing your energy, and breathing life back into your dreams. The strength the Holy Spirit gives is not merely physical. It goes far deeper. It is emotional strength, when your heart is broken, mental strength, when your mind is overwhelmed, and spiritual strength, when your faith is tested. It is the kind of strength that allows you to stand tall when everything around you says you should fall. It is the quiet endurance that holds you steady through storms, and the bold courage that pushes you forward when everything inside you says to quit. Many people spend their lives looking outward for strength. They look for validation from others, for security in material things, for confidence in achievements and titles. But true strength, the kind that cannot be taken away by circumstances, comes only from within. And that inner reservoir is fed and fueled by the Holy Spirit. It is not dependent on how good the day is or how favorable the conditions are. It is a continual wellspring, a river that keeps flowing even in the driest desert seasons of life. When you allow the Holy Spirit to ignite your inner strength, you begin to walk differently through life. Obstacles that once intimidated you now seem smaller. Setbacks that once crushed your spirit become setups for your comeback. Criticism that once paralyzed you now rolls off your back, because you are rooted in something deeper than the opinions of others. You realize that strength is not about pretending to have it all together. It's about knowing where your true help comes from and tapping into it without shame or hesitation. There will be battles to fight, internal battles of doubt, external battles of circumstance. But the Holy Spirit arms you for victory. You are not sent into the battlefield of life defenseless. You are equipped with weapons that are not of this world. Faith that defies the odds, hope that outlasts the darkest night, love that heals even the deepest wounds. This kind of strength does not just help you survive. It empowers you to thrive, to move forward with a purpose, to become a source of strength for others who are weary. Strength ignited by the Holy Spirit also teaches you resilience. It teaches you that falling is not failing, and stumbling is not the end of the road. It teaches you to rise again and again, each time stronger than before. It reminds you that no defeat is permanent when God is on your side, and no dream is too far gone when the Spirit is breathing life into your spirit. This inner strength also brings freedom, freedom from the need to perform for approval, freedom from fear of the unknown, freedom from the chains of insecurity and self-doubt. The Spirit whispers to you that you are already enough, that you are already loved, that you are already victorious. And when you believe it, when you truly embrace that truth, you become unstoppable. The Spirit doesn't just strengthen you for your own benefit. As you grow in strength, you become a pillar for others. You become the hand that lifts, the voice that encourages, the example that inspires. You become living proof that with God's Spirit alive within us, no obstacle is too great, no dream too far, and no person too broken to be restored. Every great accomplishment, every lasting victory, every story of redemption starts with someone who chose to stand strong even when it would have been easier to give up. Today you are invited to be that person. You are invited to dig deep, to let the Holy Spirit fan into flame the gifts, the passions, the courage that are already inside you. The strength you need is not somewhere outside, waiting to be found. It is already within you, waiting to be awakened. The Holy Spirit is ready to ignite it, ready to turn your flicker into a blazing fire that cannot be put out. Trust that power. Embrace that strength. Walk boldly into your future, knowing that the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is the same Spirit living inside of you, and that Spirit makes you more than enough for anything life will ever ask of you. Inside every person is a reservoir of potential, gifts, dreams, and purpose, planted by the Creator. But potential by itself is not enough. It needs activation, direction, and power to be fulfilled. This is where the Holy Spirit becomes not just a comforter or a helper, but a partner in your life's journey. When you partner with the Holy Spirit, you move from living by your limited strength to living by divine power. You shift from guessing your way forward to walking with clarity and confidence toward your destiny. Many people live their entire lives sensing that they were made for something more but never quite stepping into it. They work hard, dream big, make plans, but still feel like something is missing. That missing piece is often partnership with the Holy Spirit. It is the Spirit that breathes life into your gifts, multiplies your talents, and sharpens your vision. It is the Spirit that reveals opportunities hidden from natural eyes and opens doors that no human effort could force open. Partnership means more than occasional inspiration. It means daily collaboration. It means inviting the Spirit into every area of your life, your goals, your work, your relationships, your challenges. It means waking up every day with a simple but powerful prayer on your lips. Holy Spirit, lead me, work through me, teach me. When you do this, you tap into a power that makes the impossible possible. You were never meant to fulfill your purpose alone. God designed you with greatness in mind, but also with dependency in mind. Dependency not on people or circumstances, but on the living Spirit of God within you. The Holy Spirit does not take over your life like a puppet master. Instead, the Spirit empowers your decisions, strengthens your actions, and magnifies your efforts. Your natural abilities are enhanced by supernatural force. When you partner with the Holy Spirit, your creativity expands beyond your own ideas. Solutions to problems seem to flow into your mind effortlessly. Strategies for success begin to unfold before you take the first step. Even your weaknesses, which once seemed like barriers to your dreams, become places where God's strength shines the brightest. The Spirit doesn't just use your strengths. It transforms your weaknesses into testimonies of grace and power. Walking in partnership with the Holy Spirit also unlocks your courage. Dreams worth pursuing will always require you to step out of your comfort zone. They will ask you to face fears, take risks, and endure setbacks. On your own, fear can paralyze and doubt can overwhelm. But when you walk with the Spirit, you are reminded daily that you are never walking alone. You have an advocate, a teacher, a comforter, and a power source that never runs dry. The Spirit leads you into a life of boldness, not recklessness. You begin to take inspired actions, confident not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the one who does. Each step you take in partnership with the Spirit builds momentum. Small wins compound into larger victories. Little acts of obedience grow into major breakthroughs. Over time, you look back and realize that you have become someone you once only dreamed of becoming, not because of your strength alone, but because of your partnership with divine power. This partnership also teaches you humility. You recognize that while your talents and hard work are important, they are only part of the equation. It is the Spirit that multiplies your impact, that turns your efforts into something eternal and meaningful. You learn to give credit where credit is due, living a life that points not just to your achievements, but to the grace and power that made them possible. The greatest tragedy is not failure. The greatest tragedy is living below your potential because you tried to do it all by yourself. The Spirit stands ready to partner with you, to guide your steps, to breathe life into your dreams, and to unlock the full measure of greatness that was placed inside you before you were even born. You were created for partnership, for a divine collaboration that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. You were meant to live a life that is not just good but gloriously powerful, a life that reflects the limitless possibilities that come when a willing heart meets the Spirit of the living God. Every day is an invitation. Every moment is a chance to say yes again to this partnership. The Holy Spirit and you, together, can achieve far more than you could ever imagine. Your greatest dreams are only the beginning. Trust the partnership. Walk in step with the Spirit. Watch as your potential unfolds into a life of purpose, impact, and divine fulfillment. Life is filled with unexpected storms. They come without warning and often leave us feeling shaken, uncertain, and afraid. Storms of sickness, storms of financial hardship, storms of broken relationships, storms of internal battles no one else can see. In these moments, it is easy to be overwhelmed, to feel like the chaos around us will consume us. But when you have the Holy Spirit living inside you, you carry with you a peace that no storm can steal. It is not the peace that the world gives, which depends on everything going well. It is a supernatural peace, a steady anchor in the wildest seas. The peace of the Holy Spirit is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of calm in the midst of them. It is the ability to stand firm when the winds rage and the waves crash, knowing that even if everything around you shakes, you are secure in the hands of God. This peace surpasses human understanding. It doesn't always make sense to those looking from the outside. Others may wonder how you keep smiling when you should be breaking. They may wonder how you keep moving forward when it would be easier to give up. The answer is simple but powerful. You are carried by the Spirit's peace. This peace is a gift, but like all gifts, it must be received. It requires trust, a deep, abiding trust that says, even though I don't understand what's happening, I believe that God is still in control. It requires letting go of the need to fix everything, to have all the answers, to see the whole picture. It is surrendering the illusion of control and embracing the truth that you are held by a love stronger than any fear, a love that never wavers, even when the storm is at its fiercest. When you walk with the Holy Spirit, you learn to find peace not after the storm has passed, but right in the heart of it. You learn to hear the still small voice of God even when the noise of life is deafening. You learn to breathe deeply, to trust fully, and to rest in the assurance that you are never alone. peace becomes not just something you hope for, it becomes something you carry, something that defines you. This peace transforms how you face your battles. Instead of reacting with panic, you respond with faith. Instead of being tossed about by fear, you are anchored by confidence. You realize that storms do not last forever, but the promises of God do. You begin to see that every trial is temporary, but the peace of the Spirit is eternal. This shift in perspective changes everything. It doesn't mean the storms stop coming, but it does mean they no longer have the power to destroy you. The Holy Spirit's peace also protects your heart and mind. It guards you against the lies that storms try to tell you, lies that say you are abandoned, forgotten, hopeless. The Spirit reminds you of the truth. You are loved, you are chosen, you are victorious. Even when you feel weak, the Spirit's peace strengthens you. Even when your emotions run wild, the Spirit's peace calms you. Even when the outcome is uncertain, the Spirit's peace assures you that all things are working together for your good. As you grow in your relationship with the Holy Spirit, you will notice that your first instinct in a storm begins to change. Where once you might have panicked, now you pray. Where once you might have worried, now you worship. Where once you might have run away, now you stand firm. This is the mark of someone who is living not just with faith in God, but with the daily presence of the Spirit's peace. And this peace is not just for you. As the Spirit calms your heart, you become a source of calm for others. Your presence becomes a shelter for those caught in their own storms. Your words bring comfort. Your faith inspires courage. Your peace becomes contagious. In a world filled with anxiety and fear, those who carry the peace of the Holy Spirit shine like lights in the darkness, offering hope and refuge to those who are struggling to hold on. Today, no matter what storm you are facing, remember this: the Holy Spirit is with you. The waves may roar, the winds may howl, but you are anchored to a rock that cannot be moved. Let the peace of the Spirit fill your heart, guard your mind, and guide your steps. You are safe, you are strong, you are victorious, not because the storm isn't real, but because the Spirit's peace within you is even more real. Every life is born with a purpose, a divine assignment designed long before the first breath is taken. Deep inside there is a longing, a sense that you were made for something greater than simply surviving day to day. But knowing you have a purpose and actually fulfilling it are two very different things. This is where the Holy Spirit becomes essential. The Spirit doesn't just reveal your divine purpose, it empowers you to walk in it, to live it out boldly and fully, no matter the obstacles that stand in your way. The journey to fulfill your purpose is not always easy. It demands faith, perseverance, and often a courage that you do not naturally possess. Left to your own strength, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the size of the calling, to feel unworthy of the dream placed within your heart. Fear whispers that you are not enough. Doubt convinces you that the task is too big. But the Holy Spirit inside you speaks a different message. It says that you are chosen, equipped, and more than capable, because you are not walking in your own strength. You are walking in divine power. When the Holy Spirit empowers you, something changes inside. Your vision sharpens. You begin to see not just what is, but what can be. You stop focusing on your limitations and start focusing on the limitless possibilities that come from walking hand in hand with God. You realize that your weaknesses do not disqualify you. In fact, they make room for the Spirit's strength to be made perfect within you. Every place where you feel insufficient becomes a canvas for the Spirit to paint His greatness. The empowerment of the Holy Spirit is not just about inspiration. It is about transformation. It changes how you think, how you act, how you dream. It gives you boldness to step out when you would rather stay safe. It gives you endurance to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. It gives you wisdom to make decisions that align with your destiny, instead of being led by fear or comfort. Empowerment means you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just dream, you do. You don't just hope, you move forward with faith and power. Fulfilling your divine purpose isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the fullest, truest version of who you already are in God's design. The Holy Spirit empowers you to shed the labels the world has placed on you, the labels of failure, inadequacy, fear, and to walk in the identity that heaven has spoken over you, beloved, powerful, chosen, destined. When you live out of that identity, your life begins to reflect the glory of the one who created you. Your work, your relationships, your passions, all become avenues through which God's purpose is made visible on the earth. The Spirit also provides the discernment you need along the way. Not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every open door is part of your assignment. The Holy Spirit gives you the wisdom to say yes to the right things and the courage to say no to the distractions. He reminds you that your time, your energy, and your gifts are sacred and must be guarded for the true work you are called to do. There will be moments when you wonder if you are truly making a difference. Moments when the road feels long and the fruit of your labor seems invisible. In those times, the Holy Spirit becomes your encourager, your motivator, your sustaining strength. He reminds you that success is not measured by applause or recognition, but by faithfulness. Every small act of obedience, every step of faith, every time you choose purpose over comfort is building a legacy far greater than you can see. The Spirit also fills you with a holy boldness to impact the world around you. Your divine purpose is never just about you. It is about others. It is about shining light in dark places, offering hope to the hopeless, bringing healing where there is hurt, and being a living testament to the love and power of God. The Holy Spirit empowers you to make a difference, not by trying to be impressive, but by being faithful and Spirit-led. You were created for a divine purpose. You are not here by accident. Every talent you have, every passion that stirs your heart, every experience you have walked through has been shaping you for the mission you are called to fulfill. And you do not have to figure it out or accomplish it alone. The Holy Spirit is with you, guiding you, strengthening you, empowering you every step of the way. So step forward with confidence. Move boldly into your calling. Trust that the one who planted the dream in your heart will also give you everything you need to see it fulfilled. The Holy Spirit is your strength, your guide, your power. With Him there is no limit to what your life can become. If you would like, I can create a 7th point related to the topic, keeping the same style and then expand it into about 700 words for you. Here's a suggested 7th point. The Holy Spirit transforms your daily life into a supernatural journey. I'll now expand this one for you without a heading, in the same flowing, motivational tone. Life is not meant to be a routine of ordinary moments strung together by habit and necessity. When you walk with the Holy Spirit, even the smallest parts of your day can become supernatural. The Spirit transforms your everyday life from something mundane into a journey filled with meaning, wonder, and divine encounters. Simple moments are no longer just moments. They become opportunities for growth, for impact, for hearing God's voice in new and powerful ways. Your life, once driven by schedules and survival, becomes a living adventure of faith. You don't have to wait for big events or miraculous signs to experience the supernatural. The Holy Spirit moves through the little things, the conversations, the decisions, the prayers whispered under your breath. He is not limited to grand moments. He inhabits your day-to-day life, bringing wisdom when you need it, peace when you lack it, and courage when fear tries to creep in. Every morning you wake up becomes a new invitation to walk in step with Him, to listen for His guidance and to trust that He is working through even what seems ordinary. The Spirit sharpens your senses to the spiritual realities around you. What once seemed like coincidence begins to look like divine appointments. What once seemed like random thoughts becomes recognized as Spirit-led inspiration. The more you lean into His presence, the more clearly you discern His voice from the noise of the world. You start to realize that He is not far away. He is as close as your breath, always ready to lead you, to speak to you, and to act through you. The beauty of a life led by the Holy Spirit is that nothing is wasted. Even the challenges, the interruptions, the unexpected detours are used by Him to mold you, to teach you, to open doors you never would have seen otherwise. What feels like a delay might be divine preparation. What feels like a disappointment might be setting the stage for something greater. When you walk with the Spirit, you begin to trust the journey, even when you do not understand every step. This kind of supernatural daily life is not reserved for a few special people. It is available to everyone who is willing to yield to the Spirit's leading. It doesn't require a platform, a title, or a perfect past. It only requires a willing heart, a heart that says, "Holy Spirit, use me today." And when you offer your ordinary life into His hands, He does extraordinary things through you. You become a vessel of love, a carrier of peace, a deliverer of hope to the people you meet along the way. Sometimes the Spirit's work in your daily life will be dramatic, miracles, healings, breakthroughs that leave you and others amazed. But often it will be quieter, yet no less powerful. A word of encouragement spoken at just the right time. A sudden boldness to pray for someone who is hurting. An unexpected wisdom in a difficult conversation. These moments, though small in the world's eyes, ripple outward in ways you may never fully see, but that heaven celebrates. The more you walk with the Holy Spirit, the more you realize that you are never truly alone in anything. In your work, in your relationships, in your dreams, the Spirit is always there, empowering you, guiding you, and filling every moment with eternal significance. Even your failures are not final when the Spirit is involved. He redeems, He restores, He renews. He turns your setbacks into comebacks, and your wounds into testimonies. Living a Spirit-filled life also deepens your intimacy with God. You begin to sense His heart more clearly. You start to desire what He desires, to love what He loves, to be moved by what moves Him. This intimacy fuels your joy, strengthens your faith, and makes you resilient in the face of life's inevitable storms. The world around you may not understand it, but you will know that you are living on a level far above the natural because you are moving with the supernatural Spirit of God. Today, no matter how ordinary your life may seem, remember this truth. When you walk with the Holy Spirit, your daily life becomes a sacred journey. Every step you take is filled with purpose. Every encounter is laced with potential. Every day is another chance to experience the miraculous hidden within the ordinary. Invite the Spirit to walk with you and watch as your life transforms into a living, breathing adventure of faith, power, and divine purpose.